Welcome back to our broken boat.
Yeah, that's what we should recall the channel, shouldn't we?
Yeah, broken boat. So we've spent a lot of time waterproofing the boat and sheeting it up and stuff. And I don't know what's happened up here.
I think I know. Well, the boat always lifts 2 degrees to the ports, and now she's absolutely bang level. So the water can't get off. So we need to lean again.
We've had quite a bit of wind now, so we need to go up and assess the sheeting up there.
And it was just hammered proper sideways rain a minute ago.
We've just had a pure downpour, so we've spent half an hour running around, placing buckets to catch the rain.
Yep.
So we've done that. So now what we're going to do
it's
today...
It's a dry job.
We're doing a dry job. We were going to do frames today, that's what the original plan was, but it is awful outside.
Yeah.
So we're going to do an inside job, and the job that I really want to do is the original bulkhead.
Oh, it was once, yeah.
So I brought my paint stripper with me this time.
Oh.
So we can get that all paint stripped, hopefully.
I've never used paint stripper.
No, I haven't, so...
No, so we'll read the label, figure it out. This is what we've collected so far.
Ah, rain! I can't wait to fix these deckheads this year.
Speaking of deckheads, I banged my head before.
Oh, yeah. For this job, full PPE is being worn. I've got safety glasses. I've got my gorgeous, sexy overalls.
Don't get dirty.
Don't get dirty. And I have a mask. Now this mask is an FFP3 level mask, which is one of the higher protective. It protects against radioactive particles. It does. And I think it'll even stop the coronavirus, so I'm laughing. These weren't cheap. They are disposable, and they've got little filters on and stuff. It's got a good seal in. I think these cost me about 50 quid for 10 of them. So it'll be getting reused. And messing. So I'm ready to go. I've just read the instructions on the paint stripper. Basically, I've got to put a coat on, wait 15 minutes for it to start blistering, put another one on, wait another half an hour for that, and then scrape it off. Don't know how much to put in. I can't see. I need to go and do something about this. I need to be able to see what I'm doing. Right, I've tightened my mask, so hopefully I'll stop steaming up as much. So apparently we have to leave that for 15 minutes to blister up, and then put another coat all into the blisters and stuff. So I'm gonna go and have a brew and some fresh air. Okay, that's the second coat done. Now I've got to leave that for 30 minutes, and then hopefully we should be able to scrape it off really easy. Fingers crossed. Should we go and see what Simon's been up to while I've been doing that? What are you doing, hon?
I've got a plan. Baldwick. No, Mr. Manahan. No. What's the plan?
I don't know.
That's a cunning plan's Baldwick. Anyway.
I think that's like too old for me.
It is too old for you, you're right. Anyway, so we can't stop the leaks from the roof. So what we can do is make a gutter. So it hammers in round here. So I think if we put this waterproof membrane sheets in, and then I'm kind of hoping it rains again later, so then it collects, and then it'll collect in a certain area, then we can put a hole in the sheet, then we can put a bucket underneath it.
So we only have one
That's my
bucket.
plan.
We only have one bucket instead of 20.
Because all the time it comes out in a different place, so if we can manipulate it to come out in this one place, so we've got a gutter inside the building. That's the plan.
I think that's a good idea, to be honest.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm now just sort of trying to figure out now where to manipulate the water to, so I'm going to leave some slop in it.
So it collects in the slop.
So it collects in the slop, and then I don't know. Do you know what I mean? We'll let you know next time if it works, or hopefully there's some rain later.
Should we give it a little scrape and see if it's ready? It's not really blistering as it says on the tin it would. Might just be really good paint. It blisters a little bit here, but okay. Yay! So I think what I might do is scrape as much off as I can and then put another layer on it and do it again. Getting there. I'm gonna give it one more coat, do another scrape on it, and hopefully that'll get all the little last bits off. So we're on our third layer of paint stripper now, hopefully the last. Try it again. Get as much off at my big scraper, and then I'll get the wire brush and see if we can get into all the little cracks.
Alright, so while Gemma's messing about cleaning it up, making it posh, I thought I may as well mess about and clean up and make it a little posh. So all this area here is where we're going to be working in the future. We're not doing any knocky or painty today, so I'm going to just jet wash this whole side, everywhere that needs paint and stuff like that. Then next time we come, it'll be dry, make our life a lot easier, I would have thought. So let's see what happens when we jet wash. So just give it a quick jet wash to get the loose off. I sprayed it with truck wash, which is environmentally friendly apparently. Oh. And now we're going to give it another jet wash. Let's see.
So just so you know, all the water that's just collected in the bilge from when Simon's just jet washed, we're now collecting back out of the bilges, putting it into our tank so we can separate all the dirt out of it. Keep the ocean clean!
Yeah. So yeah, I finished my little jet washing thingy. I probably could have got all this paint off it, but I was using quite a lot of energy and I didn't really want to damage the wood because you had to have like a little needle. But it's not damaged the wood, so it's good. Jet washed all the grey all the way down there as well.
Hey! My paint didn't fall off?
Yes. I did actually try and get the paint off in one place just to see what happens. Like, oh, I didn't, Gem.
Yeah?
That valve there, I didn't close it properly. Can you just
It is closed.
pull it back towards you?
Ah!
So you'd think that would come out faster, wouldn't you? Would you think that would come out faster? Maybe,
Yeah, you'd think like, it'd be like...
Maybe you should do the lower down one.
Oh, come on, don't...
Have a good test of the valve.
I don't recommend opening your sea cocks when you're floating.
Good test of them, though, isn't it? I've not done that one, you may as well do all three.
Just make sure they work.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not standing directly in front of it though, no, that's stupid. Ugh. Okay, floor's clean. That's how you clean your floors in a boat, isn't it?
Just open the valves. Open the taps. Sweet. So yeah, it should. Does look quite nice, so it should dry quite nice, and then we can get a nice coat of paint on it. It saves sand in it basically because that generates a lot of dust, so all good. Come on, you're having fun.
Look at that!
Cool. How are you gonna get around your nails? You don't know yet, do you? Maybe a little spinny wire brush end or something.
Yeah. So smooth.
Cool. Smooth as a bucket of whipped shit. That looks good, doesn't it?
Yeah, so I've got my little sucky filter.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, my Santa's got a dusty catcher. I've got my good mask on.
You haven't.
FFP3.
We've just taken it off.
But it's not, this isn't creating any dust really, so. And I've also, most of it's off.
It's wood, the dust.
It's just wood. So, you know, we're not going to die today.
Not today.
Not today. Maybe
day.
tomorrow. Not today. And
did you find out what that line was before you sand it off?
No, I'll have to check my phone. I think this line, don't hold me to it, I think this is where the original fuel tank was, and this is how they've obviously secured the fuel tank in. I'm waiting on my resident expert to get back to me.
But I think the fuel tank came to here, so we'll see. Obviously that could be part of the mount. I don't remember. So over the past month I've been having some issues with the Victron. Seems to be since we fitted the wind charger, but it wasn't anything to do with that basically, apart from it was getting colder and wetter and stuff like that. And I think we had a slight leak in the engine room. Anyway, so on the electrical system there's a shunt which basically monitors the ingoings and outgoings of the battery. Can we get a good view of this? No. Yeah, so all of the grounds go through the shunt. So the shunt is a known resistance, so it measures the resistance across the shunt, and then we get an idea on battery capacity and stuff like that. Anyway, that went faulty, and I'll get Gemma to put a little picture in. So as you can see, on top of the shunt it was going all green. So I think we had a bit of water on it. Anyway, so now fixed that, but at the same time I fitted a homemade aluminium buzz bar. So all the grounds connected to this basically, because you need somewhere for all the big grounds to go. But so now I've replaced this and I've put a brass buzz bar in. The only thing on the electrical system we're missing is a zinc. So I've now bought myself a zinc. So the green wire is going to be connected to the buzz bar. That's 4mm tinned copper. That's some rough weather, and can you hear it? And this wire, this here, is just going to be holding it so to carry the weight, so the wire's not going through the tinned. So I'm going to go and fit that now. So look at the weather. Oh god! Look at the rain. Can you see it? You can't see it. Bear in mind, we are actually floating at the moment, so.
Hi.
Hi. She's awakened, aren't you? Where have you been today?
Bedroom.
In your cabin. So you come to help me now in the engine room.
Okay.
Yeah. I've been having to lean over the side of the boat. Amelia's been keeping an eye on me, hasn't you? Was you panicking that I was going to fall in?
No.
No. She was panicking that I was going to fall in, and she was so relieved when I got back because I had to hang over and like pull the zinc through and stuff. Anyway, the zinc's through now in the water. So we've got our tether lead, which is this one. So here's our tinned copper now, which is now connected to the zinc, and that's in the water. So all we need to do now is connect this tinned wire now to our buzz bar. Then it's all the same potential, it's all ground basically. So we'll get Amelia to help me crimp the end, so that'll be good. Let's get cracking on. Right, okay, so we need to put a ring terminal, 10mm ring terminal on this wire. Right, so cut it right there for me.
Connected.
No, it's not. Well done for asking though. Come closer please, because I can't bring the wire to you. So cut the wire right there. Come on. So big cut now. Brilliant. Okay. So now we need to strip the wire and then go and find our posh terminals. So I can't find me nice heat shrink terminal, so I'm just gonna have to use a standard automotive rubbish one. So, but we will replace it, but I'll have to do for now. So obviously we can touch all this quite happily because it's just the ground bar. Cool, so now the boat has now an earth path now to the water, so I don't know mega amounts about it, about the properties of electricity and zincs and stuff like that, but I know the zinc will corrode before the electrical system corrodes, hopefully. Fingers crossed, that's the plan anyway. So yeah, we're now ground to the water. Obviously it just goes up there through a hole in the deck and down to the water. I mean, obviously when the boat's finished it's going to have like zincs on the props and the rudders and everything metal basically outside, so then that'll be a sacrificial piece of material. So what's going on?
Natural waterfall.
Natural, I wouldn't drink that. It's like Peckham Springs.
It isn't.
Anyway, so I put my big sheet up earlier on today, then the rain stopped, didn't it? Typical. And it's just been hammering it down. So, Amelia? So Amelia just decided where the hole should go, didn't you?
Oh, okay.
So what we're going to do now is every time we leave we're going to put a big bucket there. And now can you see the water is now coming from that hole. So we can now manipulate where the water goes. I know it's a complete bodge, but here's what it is. Fingers crossed it carries on working and then we can have a dry boat. Whee! Dry boat!
It's all just the little hard bits that, you know, like where the wood's a bit pitted and...
We're not going to achieve it today, are we?
No.
So...
Oh look, there, it's beautiful.
Yeah. So can anybody tell us what this wood is? So it's like... I don't know. It's got like a reddish tinge to it. It's quite wide grained, isn't it, Gem?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm guessing it's large, but someone tells me it's not. I don't know why.
Don't guess when you don't know.
Yeah, you shouldn't guess anything you don't know about. So, if you're wood expert, try and figure it out for us.
Also, we're doing something very, very special on this wall. But
We're not skilled enough.
we're not. Someone else is doing. And no spoilers. But when it's finished, when it's all sanded back and all the paint's off, would you varnish it or would you epoxy it? And if you'd varnish it, what varnish would you use?
Because we want something that's going to like seal it for life, don't we?
Yeah. Because this is going to be a nice wall, hopefully, once it's all sanded off. Yeah. So
But it's got a lot of character, hasn't it?
it has. So this big black mark here and here, with all that. You want me to stand up?
Yeah, go on.
Oh, stretch my legs.
Oh, my old legs.
Oh God, you hear me creaking about 5 places there. So this line and all these holes that we've got to fix, this is where the original fuel tank was secured in when it was in HTML configuration. Which is quite, I don't know whether to keep it
I'd leave some of that in, you know.
or sand it back, because it is sanding off, see. But that's like,
Because apparently it had 2 tanks per side, is that right?
2 tanks each side. So that's what all them holes were for. Which is quite a bit of history, like, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's another little slot was for.
I think there was basically timbers which run sort of longitudinally right through the hull. Because you think that was deck height?
Yes.
So that was part of the deck structure.
Okay. So this has taken a lot more sanding than I thought. Literally, I've sanded all day.
Yeah.
So I've changed this week's song. It's now sand, sand, sand your boat. Next week it'll be back to row your boat.
Yeah, because hopefully next week we're going to be back on to doing some frames, aren't we?
Yes, as long as we've got the weather.
Yeah, I mean this is always a job now we could sort of drop onto.
Yeah.
If we finish the frames earlier, because we're getting faster and faster, then we can do a bit on this, because it's very, very tedious this. So.
Yeah, but once it's done, it's going to be so rewarding.
Yeah, I'm going to look into some like brass wire brush ends for the drill. So you can just sort of
clean all the copper.
Yeah, because we want all the grey from the 80s off. We want it back to like 1940s spec, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm quite impressed with putting the effort into doing this.
Yeah, so quite a boring day, but
yeah.
at least we've got something to show for.
Yeah, I've achieved quite a bit of like the sort of the behind the scenes jobs today.
Yeah,
so
it's
been
work.
and what I'm really happy about, I've not had to go outside and get dirty.
Or wet.
Or wet.
Because it's literally just rained all day.
Yeah,
so.
and I've been inside all day. We've had the heating on all day, so it's been roasty toasty. And
I've took 2 hoodies off again. It's because I'm working that hard.
Yeah.
But we'll leave it there.
Yeah.
We'll go home and we'll be back next week.
Yeah. Thank you very much, guys. Cheers. Much appreciated.
Hi.
Say bye, not hi.
Oh, bye. Like and subscribe.
Anyway.
Little floaters.
Oh no.
She's plugging her own channel.
So let's have a look at the work Gemma's been doing. Yeah, there's sort of like all these little, very, very small divots we need to like somehow get rid of. Maybe like a brass wire brush, or like a small one to put some more.
Oh, do you want to see what I did to the wire brush?
Oh. Okay, maybe that's why
There's not a left of it.
Right, we need
new wire brushes.
an array of wire brushes,
Yeah.
which will come armed next time with an assortment. Anyway, thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Like and subscribe. Have a good time.
Welcome back to rule number 1 of boating. Keep the water out of your boat.
Follow us for more bodgy boat building tips.
I like
Hey,
that.
look,
I like
this
that.
hat looks like them old-fashioned nurses' hats, doesn't it?
Anyway,
Back to work. PPE. No one can moan at me today. I think I'm going to give
find you
it...
a stiffer one.
I like a stiffer one. I'm going to give it another layer.
You gonna help me crimp?
The boat just moved.
It didn't move.
Oh, I just saw it.
It didn't.
It did.
It didn't. Why? The boats are supposed to move.
Oh, it just moved now.
It's not moving at all.
It is.
It's not. We're on the floor. The tide has gone out. I promise you.
No, you liar.
It's okay. It's fine.
No.
Right. Stop your divering and panicking about you're worse than your mum. You.
Outside.
Look outside.
Come and draft away with us. Come and draft away with us again.